Transformation in 3, 2, 1.
Hi everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning gazer, hi guys. I hope you're all doing all right. I just wanted to take a moment to start this reading with some news I found out yesterday. But I guess over Easter weekend, one of my favorite astrologers of all time, Gregory Scott, who made the Gregory Scott Tarot, Tarot of Positive Clarity, passed away. I guess he looked sick in last month's videos. His face was really puffy. They said that they found him in his bed, like he went to bed and didn't wake up. So I'm sending him lots of light. I'm sending anyone who knew him lots of light. And what's interesting is Gregory Scott Tarot, so here I have it. I started following him quite a long time ago, 10, 12 years ago, whenever that might have been. I don't exactly recall. But he was one of the very first people that I listened to his daily reading. Every single day he pulled 3 cards. And it was just a nice morning meditation I would start my day with every day for years. Okay, and then he said that he was developing a tarot deck, and Los Scarabæos published it. David Corsi is the visual artist, and I had my name on this waiting list the minute that I heard that he was developing a deck, and I at the same time was developing TarotGazing deck, wherever that is. It's around here somewhere. And so anyway, the day that I received his cards in the mail was the same day I received my very first. I'll find him. Hold on, I'll pull him out. TarotGazing deck. The very first TarotGazing deck, hot off the press, my demo deck, showed up the same day as the Gregory Scott Tarot in my mailbox. I'm gonna cry. So maybe we will use TarotGazing today. So for today's reading, we're going to use the Tarot of Positive Clarity in honor of him. And we're going to also read from the book. So thank you, Spirit. Oh, there's some sirens. Yeah. Ooh, and I'm not supposed to do it next to the mic. Ancestors, spirits, guides. What messages do you have for the collective? Whoever's watching now or in the future. Ancestors, spirits. 8 of Cups. Ooh. 4 of Pentacles. It's like we're holding on to something of value as we walk towards something emotionally fulfilling, something like our wishes, hopes, and dreams. We're walking towards them. And now we've got the 10 of Pentacles in the upright and the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. You guys, I'm feeling very emotional. I feel like I'm going to cry. Page of Swords in the reverse. Someone's watching it happen. Okay. There is a level of happiness, a level of fulfillment, right? But it isn't quite hitting the mark. It's not quite there yet, right? And in order for you to get where you need to go, to achieve this thing, to reach this destination, you have to kind of keep moving. You got to leave behind the place where you're at. You can't stay where you are. And there's this feeling of holding on to the valuable things, right? Maybe I'm clutching at the purses. So being economical about the choices that you're making, right? And holding on, yes, to the things of value, but not holding on so tightly to the emotional things that it's keeping you from mobilizing, right? There's this feeling of like achieving a level of prosperity, achieving a level of something. It's like building the home, but not having the people to occupy it, right? It's like making the garden bed, but not having the plants set in yet, right? Not to harvest. It's like doing that work that achieves the next level of the thing, and kind of maybe grasping at it, right? Feeling like, I heard grasping at straws, that feeling of pulling at something. So I wanted to look at them. I think it goes this way. It can go either way. Wow. And then we get the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles in the upright and the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Right? Because we know that this is achievable. It's interesting to go, we have the 4 and the 5, right? The 4 and the 5 equal the 9, still not quite enough, because who are we sharing it with? This talks about having people around you in the community, and not feeling left out, not leaving someone out, right? And again, someone watching this happen. Let's read from the book in honor of Gregory today. Greg, oh, guys. And then we'll get clarifiers from the Angels Tarot. Eight of Cups says, looking back, sometimes on the road to life, we happen to glance back and suddenly remember the things we have left behind. Are they still part of us? Or have they been truly lost to gain what we have now? Those are, again, those emotional things that we're taking with us, and the transmutation of those situations and things. There's evolution here. There's really you seeing what it is that you want for yourself, what it is that it needs to grow, right? 4 of Pentacles. Obsession. Many things can act as a golden cage, but all they leave us with is a sense of loss and despair. Unwillingness to give away our chain is foolish, but a natural act. So, of course, you feel this way. Of course, you're feeling the holding on to and the yearning to move forward and be free at the same time, looking back. All of those things, all of the things, the places we've been, the people we meet, the experiences that we have, right? If they have an impact on us, they leave an impression on us, then they become part of our soul, part of our soul's journey. They become part of us, right? So they help us to see what it is that really fulfills us, who we really are emotionally, what it is that we really need, and how do we actually get there, right? And there's this like component of, obsession, right? Holding on too tightly to what? I mean, like, a bird in the hand, right? And about being in that gilded cage, and just being open-handed in that we allow things to come and go freely. We allow that current to move through us freely. And when things are here with us, we enjoy it. And when it's time for them to move through onto their own next part of their journey, right? We wish them well. And we, again, have that feeling of, it's like breathing, right? It feels like waves lapping on the shore. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles, a moment in time, right? See? A photography or a portrait tries to fix forever a single moment of time. But even in a photography, time is never just the present. Every moment contains echoes of the past and glimpses of the future. Those moments caught in time. And again, that feeling of everything being, part of us, that we take in the food, and we absorb the nutrients, and they become part of our system. Right. And some things have to be expelled. Some things don't belong. Right. So that's how the systems work. And that's how our bodies work. And that's how life works. Like, we take in the train, right? We take in that moment of time. And it's about that like impression of it staying here forever, just as the way that it is. In that snapshot, in that photograph, in that memory. Right. And we can go back to it and visit it and look upon it fondly, right? Or take in the lessons that it bestowed upon us. This is a lot about nostalgia, even though the 6 of Cups isn't here. This is a lot about, really examining the things that motivate us, the things that grow us, and the things that keep us in a place. And why do we feel that way about those things? Now we have the Five of Pentacles. It came out in reverse, but these only got the upright meanings. It says exclusion. Sometimes we are forced outside and excluded, kept on the other side of the fence, left only with longing and maybe a little envy. But no fence, however cruel, can last forever. And again, that idea of a snapshot in time. And maybe, looking back and not being able to actually go back in time, but to be able to revisit those things, right? Through memory, through photograph, through value, through the lessons and traditions that we pass on through our endeavors, our offspring, our growth, our society, like all of it. This is like a big, big deal, and things that last for a long time, right? And that bringing us closer to a place of true emotional fulfillment, right? We talk about being stable and focusing on the things that are stable. When things are stable around us, it gives us the opportunity to examine things that we enjoy, to grow ourselves, to enrich ourselves, to beautify, right? So it's really important to not be in this constant state of flux or longing, right? Maybe longing for the past, longing for the future, longing for possessions, longing for 1111, our wishes, hopes, and dreams, right? Not to be in that state of longing for too long. Know that every time is timely and effective and useful. Right. Page of Swords. It came out in the reverse. It says experimenting, intellectual yearning. Curiosity is one of the strongest drives of humanity, but not every idea we delve in on is worth pursuing, because even ideas can bring harm and misfortune. A balance needs to be reached. Like I said, people are maybe seeing what you're doing. Why do they want to go towards those things? What, it's not good enough for them here? What, that's not enough? Well, if that's enough for you, maybe that's great. If it's not enough for you, then of course you're going to want to go after things. And if people are not happy about it, right, and can't be happy for you, then they need to examine what's keeping them stuck where they are, right? You could be being an example to them. Oh, all right. Let's get some clarifiers. We got clarifiers from the TarotGazing deck, and then we'll pull a couple of the Angel Wisdom cards. Ancestors, spirits, guides. The messages we have, a lot of things have been making their transitions. Their transitions into the next thing, their transitions into memory, their transitions into history, their transitions into the future. A lot of things are making transitions. Right now, we just entered the time of Gemini. I meant to read this to you guys. Gemini season in 2025, from May 20th to June 20th, is a time for communication, social interaction, and embracing adaptability. Gemini season is also a period of increased opportunity for Gemini natives. So go out there and get that gem. This is from the Google AI, right? Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, making it a time to embrace clear and open dialogue. And that includes with yourself, right? What your head, what your mental sphere is asking for you, from you, for you. What your emotional sphere is asking, what is necessary and needed in the physical sphere, and what is spirit calling on you to do, right? Adaptability. We might have to change a little bit. We might have to move things in a different way, right? Gemini's nature is mutable sign, means it's good at adapting to change and embracing different perspectives. Gemini is known for its social nature, so expect more gatherings, not feeling left out, right? Networking and fun social events. Gemini is intellectually curious. Boop. And so this is a good time to explore new ideas and to learn something new or encourage intellectual discussions. The sun entering into Gemini on May 20th, which is the day that I'm recording this, marks the official beginning of Gemini season. The planet of communication also enters Gemini around the same time, further amplifying communicative energy. On May 24th, Saturn moves into Aries, adding a sense of structure and discipline to the mix. Later in the season, Jupiter moves into Cancer, bringing an emphasis on home, family, and emotional well-being. For gems, Gemini natives, sun, moon, rising, or wherever it falls in your chart, third house energy can be particularly lucky and transformative time. It's a chance to step into your authentic self, express your passions, and make bold moves. This is a great time to connect with others, explore ideas, and make plans for the future. Reminding us that our words create worlds and offering us an invitation to stretch our minds to new dimensions and new possibilities. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. Could you please tell us about this Eight of Cups? Communicate clearly. What is this Eight of Cups about? Nine of Cups in the reverse with Five of Cups in the reverse on the bottom. Now, looking back, are your wishes, hopes, and dreams are not where you are right now, or where you were, or where you were coming from, right? There is this evocation of movement, of needing to move, right? You feel this power of travel, maybe actually having to go from one place to another. Definitely not staying in that same emotional space that you're in. There is change here, because you realize that you can't serve if your cup isn't full. There isn't enough to go around. There is more needed here. Look at that, the 8 and the 9, and you don't have any regrets about it. 5 of Cups in the reverse, 5 of Vessels in this deck. Not really feeling bad about it, because you know that I heard it needs to be done. It needs to be done. What is this 4 of Pentacles about? Can you tell us about the 4 of Pentacles? What are we holding on to? What is the obsession here? Heard Capricornian energy. We've got another 4 of Wands, the home space, the new, the establishment. I'm hearing establishment. And again, the celebration and joy in the people that are involved there. It's like building the space for the people. And there's this arrogant leadership, right? Uninspired, kind of showboaty, thinks it knows everything. There's something going on in that space that you don't have a lot of love for. Page of Cups in the reverse. Like holding on to the idea of it, holding on to the stability of it, and yet at the same time needing to move into a space where you can be more free, where it isn't so constrictive, where it isn't so restrictive by the rules of somebody who is very arrogant and pushy and mean. Right? This person can be very, very jealous. Again, that idea of jealousy, looking out into the space next door and seeing how green the grass is. And that's what this person is doing, this negative Nancy over here. That feeling, maybe it's putting you in that space. Are you being influenced in that sense by someone who is that way themselves? Right? And they don't have any apologies for it. Well, guess what? As you move forward, because of their lack of empathy and sympathy, and because of your clarity, you're not really feeling bad about the fact that you have to move forward with it either. Move past it and beyond it. Moving into a new space here. What's on the bottom for that? Because that cycle is complete. I'm glad I looked. The world energy. That cycle is complete. Ooh, talking about those transitions, talking about going out into the world, that traveling space, not feeling so restricted and constricted, being mobilized. Ooh, tell us about this 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. What is this? What is this, Spirit? It is the world and the Hanged Man. Look at that. Seeing something from a different perspective. Piscean energy, right? On the bottom. We'll look at that with that Page of Swords in just a second. Let's look at this first. The world. This is full completion. Look at those archways. Look at those archways. Look how beautiful they are. Each of those things a light. Each of those things a mile marker. Each of those things a lesson. right? Something to decorate your crown. There are achievements that you've made. Going out there, you will be recognized. Whatever it is that you're doing here is going to bring in a lot of dough. It's going to be seen around town. I heard around the world. Like whatever it is that if you're presenting something, it's going to have a long lasting effect over the long term and the large scope of things. I'm hearing grandeur, right? Beautiful. And there's an inclusive energy, a loyal energy, like what is it that you imagined yourself to be creating? What was it that you were after? I love how this is just kind of like, it's like motivating factor here. There's like this fluidness through these cards, right? This upwelling, or like the evocation of that energy, right? And these two fours, 4 4. Not being so obsessed with trying to control the thing, right? And bringing in that new stability for yourself. What did you imagine it could be? What are you imagining it could be? And then that creation is coming into, as the wind is coming through, that creation is coming into the fold. Right. Beautiful, beautiful. The cycle is complete. And it's the Hanged Man and the Page of Swords in the reverse. It's almost like you're stopping the other side in its tracks. The new perspective, all that time that you're waiting and having to see something differently. Someone else is now in that space. And again, it's got this feeling of, he's like upside down here. Right? Because until the information is conveyed accurately, the space doesn't budge. And so there is this renewed curiosity about it. Interesting. Again, like there's this theme that goes through in the readings as of late that's really strong about not trying to change something that's immovable, but rather change ourselves, change our own perspective on it, change our responses to those things. That's what is actually achievable, right? I was watching this thing about, it was about stupidity. And it was about how there's different types of actions, right? There's like this beneficial action, the intelligent action, right? Where all sides benefit and the benefits the greater whole and the greater good. That's the most intelligent action. And then there's the like the martyr, where the other person works and works and works, but it never benefits themselves. It's constantly benefiting someone else. So there is a benefit there, but it doesn't work out for the person who's the giving, 2. And then there's like the bandit, and the bandit works just to benefit themselves. So it's okay if it drains other people or it drains resources at other places. The benefit goes to the bandit, so someone is still getting benefit, right? And then there's the stupid, and the stupid is where nobody is getting benefit, where these actions are being taken and all sides are losing out. The person who's taking the action is not helpful in any way, shape, or form, and it's detrimental in the long run, long term, over the broad scope. Right? So the people or situations that are stupid, that, they don't tend to be able to acknowledge or see the lacking of common sense, or the detriment that their actions, or that the arrangement, right, or whatever it might be, take it how it resonates, but it's unable to see its own dysfunction. It's unable to see its own, self-sabotage, or its own problems, right? It's unable to see that. And so, the best bet is to try to convince or to teach the other sides, right? That altering, like if you're giving and giving and giving and giving, right? And you're never receiving, or it's to benefit something else, then maybe like learn how to benefit both sides by benefiting yourself too. You don't have to completely strip away the help that you're offering, the charity that you're giving, the service you're providing. You just have to rebalance it in a way, or it could help you to rebalance it, or them, or whatever, take it how it resonates. But the martyr situation, right, it helps bring that back into balance by benefiting that giver, the server, right, the helper, the source, sometimes, depending, and the same with the bandit. Like, if you're taking it, they're taking, and they're taking, and they're taking, eventually those resources dry up. Eventually they lose out on everything, and everything winds up crumbling because the bandit has consumed everything and there's nothing left to consume. So therefore, in the long term, it's also detrimental to the bandit as well. It would be probably beneficial to the bandit to help and to serve and to give back some of those things to help bring more availability of benefit to everyone involved. And so there we've given two sides of four the ability to grow. We've offered them something, or they've have that ability to change, whereas there is like this other aspect that's completely immovable. I don't know why that's coming up, but it feels like that's a big deal lately, right? Like being intelligent is knowing that sometimes don't bang your head up against the wall. Don't try to fight against systems or places that are immobile. They're constantly going to be in this space. The best thing to do is, they're going to be stuck there. The best thing to do is to activate yourself, to change your own modal, to benefit and serve and bring in healthy things for everyone involved, right? And then bring that out into the world. And that's how we make those changes, right? As I say that, eight of wands is on the bottom. It says too much going on causes stress by too many positive opportunities, unexpected events, or rapid changes, the ability to multitask, and again, business and travel, and the idea of messages coming through. What is the ancestor spirits guides? Could you give us just a little bit more insight? Look at that. 3 of Swords. This is great sadness that will heal with time. Let go of the past. Personal growth that comes from challenges, healing misunderstandings, being there for those in need. See? Thank you, Spirit. So much confirmation in that. All right, so what are we holding on to too tightly? 7 of Swords. This guy is like, look at what's happening here. 7 of Swords. Loss of peace of mind, awareness of personal freedoms, take cautions and be aware of others' actions, material loss, make sure you're being honest with yourself, embarrassing secrets. Oof. So see what I'm talking about? That Page of Swords in the reverse, kind of watching things, right? And this arrogant person who doesn't have any kind of, empathy or sympathy. They're very, there's no wonder we want to leave those kinds of spaces, right? And both of these like things that have happened in the past, treacherous things that have happened in the past by treacherous people, by liars, right? Page of Swords in the reverse is a friggin' liar. They heard something half-assed, passed it along specifically to start shit. King of Staves is a horrible temper, right? Gets obsessed over these types of things and causes a ruckus. And so in these cases, of course you're not emotionally fulfilled. And there's other things that you would like to do to fill up your cup, right? Making those changes. When these types of things occur, he's like running. He's like, I'm out, right? And what happens? You get the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Damn, good move. That was a good move. That is a good move. Get out of the situation. Move on. Those people are stuck. Close the door behind you. The whole new world is open to you, and you get to maintain, retain, and grow that beautiful, beautiful wealth and abundance that's coming to you. This is earth sign energy coming through. It could be somebody making that offer to you. It could be you establishing yourself and making that offer to someone else now that everything is available to you. But I really think that there's like, when you walk through this door, there is wealth and abundance on the other side of it. Long term, right? Long term. See the kid and the queen and then the family. Look at that. I'm hearing it's a whole new world. Like, right? I'm not going to sing to you guys, but wow. Say. Generous, practical, gracious, materialistic, the ability to make anything more beautiful. A love of family and home. Be practical about how you proceed. A love of art and beauty. A sensible approach. Practical, sensible approach. A windfall of abundance. Wise counsel or good fortune, an exciting career opportunity, a lucrative contract, significant purchases like a home or a vehicle. 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands. Are you buying a new house? If you are, it's going to be quite successful. You're going to do very, very well there. Yes, you are. If you're wondering if that contract is going to go through, absolutely it is. And again, be careful of the people in the background. The people, if they've shown that they are not trustworthy and that they will and have hurt you before, that they're there to be your shine blocker, your dream sucker, your energy drain, do not do not allow them to participate. Do not give them the opportunity to do that. Right now, we're going into Gemini season, right? We're going into this sign of the business, the small business, the communication, the open yourself up to these possibilities. And if you need to get away from this other space by closing the door on it, by stopping the communication, that's going to be like the best thing that you could do. Look, renewal on the bottom. Wow. That's the Judgment card. Reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness. Time to head in a new direction. Clarity on your life's purpose in your heart. You know what to do. Wow. Yes, you do. I'm going to get those. I'm not going to get those. Okay. We're going to get one of these. These are posters. And I picked them up when I picked up the Gregory Scott cards. Work with care. 9 of Hearts. Yeah, again, that practicality, that meticulousness, all these cogs, right? Bringing in that emotional fulfillment. September, back to school. Oh, back to school with books. Look at this, like, again, that learning. 4 of Pentacles. Now we have the 9 of Cups and the 4 of Pentacles, both of those coming out twice. Hold on to your dreams. Hold on to the things that you've created that are of value. Allow them to create more abundance for you. And visit the zoo and the elephant. The elephant never forgets. The elephant never forgets. And the 10 of Diamonds. Right? That's okay, so we have the 4 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Someone comes back from the past. Remember all the reasons that you moved on. Take a good look at the progress that you've made, right? Honor that. And be careful of people coming back from the past who have hurt you before, who might who are obsessed with the progress that you're making, with what it is that you're building that's new, and how they might be able to skim some off the top, right? Be aware of those people and those things. And keep your focus on the broader world, right? Don't get sucked back in by the chaos, right? Review the past with compassion, and if something is going to resurface, remember how far you've come. Don't let it pull you back. I just saw 32. Look at this. Symbols beginning with the letter B. Broom. Changes in life. It could signify a new home. Bull means slander by enemies. The symbol is a warning. Don't take no shit. Okay? And that doesn't mean go fight them back. That means stand firm in your boundaries, your beliefs, and keep moving forward. Stand your boundaries. Okay? Butterfly. This is an ancient symbol for the soul, and it signifies pleasure, happiness, and is considered a lucky symbol. Let's get one more of these, and then we'll get a rune, and we'll close up this reading. Animal symbols. A dolphin, a safe journey, help offered in an emergency. So if you are in a traveling situation, if you are going from one place to another, you are safe. Okay? Whew. You are safe, and it just fell down on the 3 of Swords. So you're safe and protected, right? Fox represents a devious person. Fell down on that 3 of Swords. Be mindful. All right? If somebody has taken past action that has been painful, hurtful, or detrimental to you, remember why you moved forward and keep moving forward. It's going to be the best decision you can make, best decision you can make. Just do not go back to the past. All right. Horse. A horse's head means the appearance of a lover. Galloping horse is good news. But then we also have the monkey. It signifies deception and mischief. So if this is an ex-partner, somebody that you've already had business dealings with, emotional dealings with, familial dealings with, whatever this King of Wands in the reverse energy. Been there, done that, know better now. Elephant does not forget, right? Does not forget. 10 of Pentacles out twice. Embrace your abundance here. Symbols beginning with the letter N. Nail, injustice. Needle, a wish. Necklace, you have an admirer. A broken necklace indicates the danger of losing a lover. There, I mean, like, this person could be feeling like the strain there, that you are moving forward. Okay, and they're going to be reacting to that. Let them deal with that on their own. Just keep moving forward. No, secrets are waiting to be sniffed out. Twice that came out about things. There could be somebody who's going to try to release something, say something, do something to try to bring you down. Here's where I'm at with things like that. Like, I've had a lot of weird experiences in my life. I've done a lot of dumb shit, right? I learned from it. I moved forward. I didn't know it better until I know now, you know. And I've never been a person who goes after people like in a way that is mean or vindictive or like that. Like I've that's so just be aware that if you didn't know something and you made a poor choice, or you got caught up in something, right, and you grew from it and you learned from it, right, then that happens. Okay, we own up to our lives, we own up to ourselves, and then people can't use those things against us, right? We have to make it right with ourselves first, right? But then be like, oh yeah, I did do that dumb thing. What was I thinking? Oh gosh, well, you know what happened? You know what I wound up learning from this? You know, that's growth, that's progress. And then when they bring these things up, yeah, so you know what I mean? Like that is taking their swords away. And again, take that with a grain of salt. Do what you feel comfortable with. I'm just explaining my own personal experience lesson with that with you. It might help someone. I don't know, but that's not the easiest thing. Way easier said than done. True that. Okay. Ancestors, spirits, guides. What messages do you have for the collective? Again, the journey is coming through. Rado. Movement. Are you going somewhere? Is this about a trip? Is this about a vacation? Is this about travel? Right? Communication. The journey. Union, reunion. This rune is concerned with communication. Perfect for the first day of Gemini. The attunement of something that has two sides, two elements, and with the ultimate reunion that comes at the end of the journey, when what is above and what is below are united and of one mind. The journey is the soul's journey. Moreover, the approach of that which is above and that which is below is realized from inmost sentiment rather than through the force of circumstance. A simple prayer for the soul's journey is, I will to will thy will. Such a prayer of intention is proper in almost any occasion and is particularly suitable as a preamble for healing. Rado is another of the runes of the cycle of self-transformation. Inner worth mounts here, and at such a time we must remember that we are not intended to rely entirely upon our own power, but rather to ask what constitutes right action. Through prayer and through addressing your own knowing, your body knowing, the witness self, the teacher within, once you are clear, you can neutralize your refusal to let right action flow through you. Not intent on movement, be content to wait, and while you wait, keep removing resistance. As the obstructions give way, all remorse arising from trying to make it happen disappears. As always, the journey towards self-healing, self-change, and union. You are concerned here with nothing less than the unobstructed perfect union. But the union of heaven and earth cannot be forced. Keep within your limits. Regulate any excess in your life. Material advantages must not weigh heavily on this journey of the self toward the self. Trust your own process. That is the essence of this rune. Keep cutting away illusions. Stand apart even from like-minded others. The notion of the self in numbers does not apply at this time, for this part of the journey cannot be shared. innermost feelings, spontaneously expressed, is what's called for now. Rado urges you to undertake your journey, your quest, and if you have already begun, continue. Once you are clear, you can neutralize your refusal to let right action flow through you. So we were taught, oh, thank you, Spirit. Confirmation, you know. I hope that was helpful. I hope that you got something out of it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for remembering to hit like and subscribe. And thanks for coming back and seeing us again next time. Bye.
Transformation in 3, 2, 1.